Well, the ANC here in Gauteng is currently briefing the media on the outcomes of its provincial executive committee meeting that was held on Monday. Let's take you live there, where Banyaza Lesufi is currently addressing delegates.
Electricity in our province. Obviously, the second area is the issue of crime. Quite aware that the people that were shot dead in Davidton, and we have similar incidents in Tshwane and other areas, and the issues of Zamazamas. We've been assured by national government that these matters are now receiving their attention. There are one or two outstanding administrative matters that we need to conclude with national government concerning the police wardens that we have in our province. The third issue that is big time is the issue of the swine flu, or the flu that is affecting chickens. It has the potential to even affect other products that our people utilize. You know, eggs are important ingredients in many other things. Bread, and others use them for food, and others use them for luxuries when people celebrate their birthdays. We've been briefed by our agricultural department because Gauteng is hard hit, and that's the reason why you see even eggs trending in terms of tutor-line or X. So I must not expose my age. It's called X now. We had sessions with our team because the answers does not lie in getting products outside our province. The answers lies in resolving the flu and investing in the medication that will assist us to reverse the situation. So our team is dealing with this matter, and we are hopeful that we will be in a position, obviously with the assistance of national government, will also be in a position to resolve this urgent matter so that we don't have challenges of chicken, nor challenges of eggs going beyond or prolonging beyond the time that we've allocated ourselves. The other one is the issue of water. You are quite aware that in our province there are serious water shortages across our regions. We've met with the Minister of Water as the ANC and expressed our limitations and challenges about this matter. On the basis of that engagement, we are quite convinced now, and we've seen Rand Water has moved in with speed to fix the areas where there are challenges of water, and we hope this matter is not going to also prolong within our province. The last area, it's the center that must service our communities called local government. I think the provincial secretary was very, very clear. We are worried about local governments in our province, particularly Tshwane, where there is an unauthorized for too long. And also it's the only municipality that has also refused to establish hot committees. It's a municipality that does not want to interact with our people. It's a municipality that has just left that area of Tshwane to be dirty at all fronts. So the statement of the ANC is that we are urging government to intervene positively and to intervene in a manner that these issues are resolved. Our leadership in Ekurhuleni has expressed concern about the budget there, and our leadership in Johannesburg, in our PEC, tabled a report that if the finances of Johannesburg and other municipalities are not turned around, we're going to have a serious problem of local authorities in our province. It's one area that we're working around, and we feel that needs to be attended. But overall, after making the necessary assessment, the ANC leadership is convinced that we've got a strong ANC, that we're working very closely with our line structures, that the process of electing leaders that must be people that will represent us after the provincial and national elections next year. It's a process that is on course, and I want to thank our branches for continuing to nominate our leaders. We want to leave it there. Comrade Simba, this will be the first media briefing where there are no questions. and everyone is satisfied.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, members of the media. I can see you are already raising hands. It's okay, we will accept questions. We'll take questions. I don't know whether we should start that side. But with you, then the lady next to you.
For SABC News. Just a few questions, particularly around the finances. Now, Tshwane's finances, as you have noted, have been on a downward spiral since the DA-led coalition government took over the city. What sort of interventions do you have in place to try and remedy the situation, which is seemingly spiraling out of control, given that, as you have rightfully noted, Mr. Lesufi, that refuse collection has collapsed, services and the delivery of services have also come to a grinding halt there, and obviously there is a need for some form of intervention from the provincial government, from the province itself. And also, what is the future of the coalition governments in Gauteng, given that there are cracks, or there are signs that there are cracks in the city of Ekurhuleni, with both the EFF and the ANC? The ANC saying that the city is on the brink of financial collapse, or bankruptcy rather, while the EFF has refuted these claims and these allegations.
Okay, my questions are also aligned with Mbali. I'm specifically interested in Ekurhuleni and the back and forth between the ANC and the EFF. They seem to be using the media as their playground. They say that there seems to be no discussion behind back doors, and we are all brought into disagreements. I spoke to Ngululeko Dunga, who is the EFF leader, yesterday, and I asked him where he believes this infighting comes from between the co-governing partners. He said the ANC does not work, and that's why they have an issue with the fact that the EFF is more present in the media. Was there any discussions amongst the leaders about your relationship with the EFF? Are you considering removing yourself from this relationship? Because it seems to be the most hard hit in Ekurhuleni. It seems to not be working. Would you consider, as a leadership, to remove yourselves from that co-governing EFF in Ekurhuleni?
Thank you. There was a hand somewhere this side, yeah.
Tali Soko from Eyewitness News. I just want to ask the provincial secretary mentioned something about employing local people within the hospitality. I think who the Secretary General Philip Baluna was in Tshwane for the election manifesto. Also spoke about something about spaza shops are reserved for local people. I just want to understand this sort of shift. Is it a shift with the ANC taking maybe a much more hard line on illegal immigration and obviously on illegal or undocumented people or foreigners having jobs that maybe can be reserved for local people? And my second question is around the provincial secretary mentioned that the ANC supports the SAMU workers in terms of the increases. I just want to understand that the ANC caucus voted in May, they voted for the budget, they voted with the DA government for the budget, which did not include a salary increase. So I just want to sort of, how do you sort of combine the fact that, you know, the ANC voted for a budget that does not include the salary increases, and then obviously now supports SAMU when they go on the strike? It does seem like that, you know, their actions are not aligning with what the ANC is saying. Thank you.
Okay, come in.
Premier, this is Mas Charo from Jacaranda FM. As Yusufi touched on the issue of the wardens, it's been a contentious issue in the media in the past week. We did say there were one or two issues that need with the national government. If you could just give us an idea of what those are and how far you are in that process, and what implications those discussions have on the claims that the appointment of the wardens were illegal. Yeah, I think that would be my only question for now.
I'm good with that. Premier, just one more question. Sorry, Timothy Bernard from African News Agency. Just one question on
petrol. On petrol?
No, not that one. There's been a couple of claims of, especially the racial discrepancy. We saw a couple of protests, especially from the colored community last week. With your presentation at the London Stadium, Premier, you made it clear that there was no such thing, but those who are now enrolled in those programs are claiming foul. Any comment on that one? And one that I'm particularly interested in is, when will the ANC launch its campaigns for the elections and registrations for next year?
Registration?
To start.
Want me to start? Okay. No, thank you very much, colleagues. I think let's start with the issue of I think the chair will take the ones of finances of Tshwane and so on. The Ekurhuleni matter, I think we must agree that the concept of coalition is new in this country. And from time to time, when it comes to coalitions, there will be clashes. There are countries where coalition has been there for the years. They still tell you that it is important to continuously engage. Of course, if a coalition does work, not only for the ANC, but for the people in terms of service delivery, we'll reconsider that. But as it's, we'll continue to engage with all our coalition partners. We have noted what has been happening, not only in Ekurhuleni, but in one or two other municipalities. We'll engage and we'll continue to engage not only with EFF, with other coalition partners, because there are a number of coalition partners that are involved in this process. Anything that does not speak to our people and their services, we have a problem with. And that's why we went to this coalition, because we knew that the DA coalition was excluding our people, especially those who are from the previously disadvantaged areas. In essence, we are going to engage with the leadership of EFF on some of the concerns that are being raised by our comrades in Ekurhuleni. We are not taking a stand against illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants, you must agree that it's illegal to come into a country illegally. So it's not some stand that is coming from somewhere. It's illegal to do so. To even employ a person who is an illegal immigrant is illegal. So what we are saying is that there must be some culture really that speaks to locals, because people sit and believe that only the government must employ our people, which is not, it is not possible. Everybody sits and wants to everything, including employment, because if private sector does not come to the party, our people will revolt against government without seeing that really we have a sector that is not coming into a party. We are calling upon them to start employing South Africans, and let's agree on a quota, and we'll engage, including our leaders nationally. We must have a quota. We will start in Gauteng. We'll engage on these matters. So we believe that it is time. You go to all these restaurants. Really, you hardly come across a South African. I was very impressed in one restaurant in Durban, Comrade Chair, where everybody was a South African. For the first time as a South African, I was shocked. Imagine that is happening. So we have a serious issue of unemployment. Youth is not working. It is our responsibility as the African National Congress to continue to fight for our people. And if this is one area we must talk to, and we think we must unite, it must not necessarily be a political issue or a party issue. South Africans must, but we are not speaking about, we are not saying people must be xenophobic, or we are not saying you can't employ foreigners, because we are also all over the world as South Africans. We are just saying, let's have a quota, let's look into this issue, let our people be employed in their own country. We are just emphasizing on that. I think we are continuing to have discussions with all our structures, including in Tshwane. A budget that does not speak to our people is a wrong budget. We do have a standing engagement with the regional leadership of Tshwane, Comrade Chair, on the issue of how issues are being processed in council. It's not the only issue we're concerned about, by the way, but we'll have an engagement with our comrades. Of course, we are at the side of the workers as the African National Congress. We will always be biased to the poor, and we can't leave that chance. It's political gains, really, when people are playing racial cards. I'm sure the chair will come in. You have parties that are campaigning on racial card on a daily basis. And it's South Africans over time will be able to see that we're not dealing with a normal animal here, or people who believe in non-racialism. We must be able to say, what is it that we're talking about when we're saying colors are not employed? Is it true? And I'm sure the states will tell you. But those who are in government will be able to explain further. But I can tell you, we cannot allow people to continue dividing our country, which we fought for so many years, on racial cards, on tribal cards, and so forth. You must support us. Xhosas are not working there. We are going to go there. It's about to happen. I mean, that's bad. But of course, if there is a genuine concern, let's hear what is being raised. But I can assure you, from where we stand, we know that everybody is being employed, including colored.